Dear students, I am Dr. Josna Shirsagar, Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding. We start our next topic, means our remaining topic of photosynthesis. Our next topic of photosynthesis is in which we are discussing the production of assimilatory power in a photosynthesis or electron transport chain or the electron transport or the production of assimilatory powers. Arnon in the year 1956 used the term assimilatory power to refer to ATP and NADP H2. What mean by ATP? ATP means adenosine triphosphate, and what is mean by NADP? NADP means reduce the nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. This is a full form of ATP and NADP H2. The process of reduction of NADP into the NADPH and hydrogen ions may be denoted as electron transport system in the photosynthesis or the reduction of NADP, while the process of formation of ATP from the ADP and inorganic phosphate utilizing the light energy is called as photophosphorylation. Okay, then when the chlorophyll molecules receives the photon of the lights, an electron is expelled from the chlorophyll A molecules along with extra energy, and this electron, after traveling through a number of electron carriers, is utilized for the production of NADPH2 from the NADP and also utilized for the formation of ATP molecules from the ADP and inorganic phosphate. The transfer of electrons through a series of coenzymes is called as electron transport. What mean by electron transport? The transfer of electrons through the series of coenzymes is called as electron transport, and the process of formation of ATP from the ADP and inorganic phosphate using the energy of the electron transport is called as photosynthetic phosphorylation or the photophosphorylation. Then in a light reaction, in which light reaction the two electron pathways operates in the thylakoid membranes, means our light reaction is occurred or the operate in a thylakoid membrane. In a electron pathway, two pathways are there. One is the non-cyclic pathway and second one is the cyclic pathway. Both pathways produce ATP. Only non-cyclic pathways are produce NADPH. In cyclic pathway, no production no production of NADPH. Only non-cyclic pathway having the NADPH production. ATP production during the photosynthesis is called as photophosphorylation. Therefore, these pathways are also known as cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Then, in non-cyclic electron pathway, non-cyclic electron pathway take place in thylakoid membrane, in which you use two photosystem. One is the photosystem 1 and second one is the photosystem 2. It consists of pigment complexes. Photosystem 2 captures the light energy and it also causes the electron to ejected from the reaction center. It's a chlorophyll A. Electrons travels down electron transport chain to the photosystem 1. It replaces with an electron from the water. Means electrons are get from the or replaced from the water. It causes the hydrogen ions to concentrate in thylakoid chambers. It also causes the ATP production. Photosystem 1 captures the light energy, electrons and hydrogens. It transferred permanently to a molecule of NADP plus, and it also causes the NADPH production. This is the non-cyclic electron transport pathway. The electron released from the photosystem 2 goes through the series of enzymes and coenzymes to the photosystem 1, and this is called as non-cyclic electron transport. Means electrons are released from photosystem 2 and it goes through the series of enzymes and coenzymes and transfer from photosystem 2 to photosystem 1. It's not a continuous process, means not a single system. It's this non-cyclic electron pathway having the two systems, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2, and this is called as the non-cyclic electron transport. And the synthesis of ATP in a non-cyclic electron transport is called as non-cyclic photophosphorylation. The main function of non-cyclic electron transport is to produce the assimilatory power as a NADPH2 and ATP, and the process occur in a photosystem 1 and 2. In a non-cyclic electron transport pathway occurs in a two system. One is the photosystem 1, photosystem 2, and this process of electron transport is initiated by the absorption of photon. Photons means quantum of the light by the photosystem 1 is a photosystem 2 680 form of the chlorophyll A molecules in the pigment system 2, and which gets the excited and an electron is ejected from it, so that an electron deficiency or a hole is left behind in the photosystem. 1 is a 680 molecules. The ejected electron is trapped by an unknown compound known as a quantum. From the quantum, the electron passes downhill along a series of the compounds or the intermediated electron carriers such as a plastoquinone, cytochrome B6, cytochrome F, and a copper containing plastocyanine, and ultimately received by the pigment system 1. At one place during the electron transport, that is between the plastoquinone and cytochrome F, one molecule of ATP is formed from the ADP and inorganic phosphate. Now, when a photon of the light is absorbed by the photosystem 700 P700 form of the chlorophyll molecules in the pigment system 1, and this get excited and an electron is ejected from it. This ejected electron is trapped by the pyridoxine reducing substances. FRS means for the pyridoxine reducing substances, and it is then transferred to a non-heme ion protein called as a pyridoxine. From the pyridoxine, electron is transferred to the NADP, so that NADP is reduced to NADPH. You see, this is the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay, this is the two systems. Photosystem 2 and photosystem 1. This light is trapped into the photosystem 2. Electron is released and they go through the quantum, and then photoquinone, then cytochrome B, then cytochrome F, and photosystem 1, and then again its electron transfer to the ferridoxine reducing substances into ferridoxine, and then it's form a NADPH. Okay, and then again this electron released from the hydrogen ions, and at the time of cytochrome B and cytochrome F, there is a ADP plus inorganic phosphate is formed and it's produce the ATP. Okay, this is the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Then non-cyclic electron pathway, in which the hole in pigment system 1 has been filled by electron coming from the pigment system 2, but the hole or an electron deficiency in a pigment system 2 is filled up by the electron coming from the photolysis of water, whereas the water acts as an electron donor. In this scheme of electron transport, the electron ejected from the pigment system 2 did not return to its place of origin. Okay, means electron are transferred from one pigment system, it's not go to again same system, they transfer to another system. Okay, means pigment system 2. Similarly, the electron ejected from the pigment system 1 did not cycle back and was consumed in reducing NADP. Therefore, this electron transport has been called as non-cyclic electron transport. And accompanying the photophosphorylation as a non-cyclic photophosphorylation. The non-cyclic electron transport photophosphorylation takes the shape of Z. It's a shape of Z, and hence it is called by the name as Z scheme. Okay, non-cyclic photophosphorylation is also called as a Z scheme. The non-cyclic photophosphorylation and O2 evolved are inhibited by the CMU, means 3,4 chlorophyll, 1-dimethyl urea and 3,4-dichlorophenyl 1,1-dimethyl urea, DCMU. Okay, then you see, and this is the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay, these electrons transfer from this release from the photosystem 1, so photosystem 2 and P618, and then from the water you get the electrons, and from lights you get the also that's electrons, and these electrons are transferred to primary acceptor, and then after primary acceptor this electron transferred to the photosystem 1 to photosystem 2 plastoquinone, then again this electrons are transferred to cytochrome complexes, means cytochrome B and cytochrome F. Then again this electron transferred to the photosystem 1, and these electrons are released into the primary acceptor. Okay, and from the Calvin cycle, your oxygen is entered into these systems. Okay, and this splitting of the water release the oxygen. And what is the significance of non-cyclic electron transport? It involves the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Second one is the electron expelled from the photosystem P618 of the photosystem 2 is transferred to the photosystem 1, and hence it is a non-cyclic electron transport. In a non-cyclic electron transport, photolysis of water means a Hill's reaction, and it involves evolutions of O2 take place. Photophosphorylation, synthesis of atomic molecules, take place at only one place. The electron released during the photolysis of water is transferred to photosystem 2. The hydrogen ions released from the water are accepted by the NADP and it becomes the NADPH2. At the end of non-cyclic electron transport, energy reaches the ATP, assimilatory power, NADPH2 and oxygen from the photolysis of water are observed. Next one is the ATP and the NADPH2 are essential for the dark reaction, wherein the reduction of CO2 to carbohydrates take place. Okay. Then next is the cyclic photophosphorylation. The electron released from the photosystem 1 goes through a series of coenzymes and return back to the same photosystem. What is the main difference of non-cyclic and cyclic photophosphorylation? Is in a cyclic photophosphorylation, your electrons are released from the photosystem 1 and goes through the series of coenzymes and turn back to or return back to the same system. And in non-cyclic, electron released from the photosystem 2 and it goes to the photosystem 1 through the series of coenzymes and not return back to the same system. Okay, and this called as the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay, in this electron transport is called as cyclic electron transport. Okay, the system of ATP occurs in a cyclic electron transport is called as cyclic photophosphorylation. The cyclic electron transport involves only pigment system 1, and this situation is created when the activity of pigment system 2 is blocked. Under this condition, only cyclic electron transport is occur. Only pigment system 1 remains active, or the photolysis of water does not take place, or next that's drawbacks is the blockage of non-cyclic ATP formation, and this causes a drop in CO2 assimilation in a dark reaction. And next one is there is the consequent shortage of oxidized NADP. At that situation, only cyclic electron transport is happen. When the P700 molecules is excited in a pigment system 1 by absorbing a photon of the light, the ejected electron is captured by the ferredoxin via ferredoxin reducing substances. From the ferredoxin, the electrons are not used up for the reducing NADP to NADPH+, but the ultimately it falls back to the photosystem. This is P700 molecules via the number of other intermediate electron carriers. The electron carriers are probably cytochrome B6, cytochrome F and plastocyanin. During this electron transport, phosphorylation of ADP molecules to form ATP molecules take place at two places, that is between the ferredoxin and cytochrome B6 and between the cytochrome B6 and cytochrome F. Thus the two ATP molecules are produced in this cycle. Since the electron ejected from the P700 molecules is cycled back, and the process has been called as cyclic electron transport, and the accompanying the phosphorylation as the cyclic photophosphorylation. In this pathway, you use only photosystem 1. It begins when the photosystem 1 complex absorbs the solar energy, then electron ejected from the reaction center chlorophyll B, it travels down the electron transport chain, and afterwards it causes the hydrogen ions to concentrate in the thylakoid chamber. Then it's in which the causes ATP production. Then electron returns to the photosystem 1, this is called as the cyclic electron transport, and this pathway only result in ATP production. Another difference between the cyclic and non-cyclic electron transport is, in the non-cyclic electron transport chain, ATP and NADPH2 molecules are formed, and in a cyclic electron transport only ATP molecules are produced. Okay, this is the major difference between the non-cyclic and cyclic electron transports. Okay, you see in the electron transport chain in which only one system is present, photosystem 1 P700. From that lights are absorbed through this system. These electrons are absorbed or released from the system, and it goes to the system FRS, means a ferredoxine reducing substances. Then again these electrons are transferred to ferredoxine, then cytochrome B, then cytochrome F, and again it's a photosystem phytochrome, and then again these electrons are transferred to the photosystem 1 P700, and ATP is formed in a ferredoxine to cytochrome B, and again one molecule is released from the cytochrome B to cytochrome F. Two molecules of ATP is formed in a photosystem 1 or the in a light reaction of cyclic electron transport. Okay. Then what is the significance of cyclic photophosphorylation? During the cyclic electron transport and photophosphorylation, photolysis of water, the O2 evolve and reduction of NADP do not take place. These all happen in non-cyclic photophosphorylation. In the cyclic electron transport, photophosphorylation, photolysis of water, O2 evolution and reduction of NADP does not take place. This is the significance of cyclic photophosphorylation. The electron returns or cycles back to original position in the photosystem 1. There is a P700 from form of the chlorophyll A. Here the chlorophyll molecules serve both as donor and acceptor of the electrons. It generates the energy, reach the ATP molecules at two sides, and as such cannot drive dark reaction of the photosynthesis. On the other hand, a non-cyclic photophosphorylation does not produce the sufficient ATP in a reaction to NADPH to operate the dark phase of the photosynthesis. Therefore, the deficiency of ATP molecules in non-cyclic photophosphorylation is made up of or by the operation of cyclic photophosphorylation. Secondly, the cyclic photophosphorylation may be an important process in the providing the ATP for the photosynthesis and other processes such as synthesis of starch, proteins, lipids, nucleic acid and pigments within the chloroplast. Then organization of thylakoid membranes. How the thylakoids are organized? Photosystem 2 consists of a pigment complex and electron acceptor molecules. It oxidizes the water molecules and produce the O2. The electron transport system consists of cytochrome complex and transports the electrons and pumps the hydrogen ions into the thylakoid spaces. Photosystem 1 has a pigment complex and electron acceptor molecules, and it is associated with an enzymes that reduce the NADP plus to NADPH. ATP synthesis complexes has an hydrogen channels, and ATP synthesis it produces the ATP. Okay. Then how's the ATP produced? Then production of ATP, how the ATP is formed or produced. Okay. Thylakoid spaces act as a reservoir for the hydrogen ions. Each time water is oxidized, in a 2 hydrogen remains in the thylakoid spaces. Okay. Electron energy, yield of energy. Electrons yield energies. It's used to pump hydrogen across the thylakoid membranes. It moves the hydrogen from the stroma into the thylakoid spaces. Follow up hydrogen back across the thylakoid membrane. They energize the ATP synthesis and enzymatically produces ATP from the ADP plus phosphate, and this method of producing ATP is called as chemoosmosis. Okay, you see this is the thylakoid spaces. This is the thylakoid spaces in which the hydrogen molecules, means the water is present, and in which the hydrogen molecules is free in spaces. Okay, and at the time of formation of ATP, there is a hydrogen is enter into the this system, photosystem 1, and this system ADP to ATP, formation of ADP to ATP with the help of hydrogen ions. This process is called as a chemoosmosis. Okay, and you see this is the free hydrogens are present in the thylakoid spaces. Okay, because splitting of the water molecules into the hydrogen and oxygen, this oxygen are released from the water. Okay, you see this is the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. This is a thylakoid membrane, stroma and lumen. Okay, in which in this you see this is the hydrogen spaces. Okay, there is a photosystem pyridoxine or the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2, formation of ATP. This absorb the hydrogen ions, and ADP to formation of ADP to ATP with the help of hydrogen ions. Okay, at the time of formation of NADP, you add the hydrogen ions and you get the ADPH. Okay. Then next is then we are discussing this remaining part in our next topic or next lecture. Okay, thank you.